Hi, everybody. Today is Monday, August 22nd, 2022. I am man recording videos, and yeah, we're going to do another one today. Kind of double up, catch up on my deployment list for these videos. But today we're going to talk a little bit about I/O in the I/O concept course. So about I/O. Functions for handling input and output are provided by the I/O module. Output. To write a string to the standard output, you use io.puts. io.puts always adds a new line at the end of the string. If you don't want that behavior, use io.write instead. Both functions return the atom OK if they succeed. So here we go. We got io puts hi on the console, and you get a little OK tuple basically saying it works. io.puts is useful for writing strings, but not much else. If you need a tool for debugging that will allow you to write any value to standard output, use io.inspect instead. io.inspect returns the value it was passed unchanged, so it can be inserted in any point in your code. It also accepts many options, for example, label, that will allow you to distinguish it from other io.inspect calls. And you'll see some more of that in the demo. Input. To read a line from standard input, use io.gets. io.gets accepts one argument, a string that will print as a prompt for the user for the input. io.gets doesn't add a new line after the prompt. Include it yourself if you need it. So here we have a call to io.gets, and it throws up a prompt. What is your name? You type in Mary, and you'll get back Mary / new line. Notice too, you had to put the new line in the prompt to actually make sure it actually does the wrapping. But yeah, that's the I/O console, I/O module. Well, I want to say console. So we're going to be working on an exercise called RPG Character Sheet. You and your friends love to play pen and paper role-playing games, but you noticed that it's difficult to get new people to join your group. They often struggle with character creation. They don't know where to start. To help new players out, you decide to write a small program that will guide them through the process. And so we shall. Alright, so I'm going to download the exercise locally, and then I will open it up in VS Code. And like usual, we'll open up our core source file. We'll open up our test file. Not the helper, the actual test. There we go. And then we'll break that vertically, and then we'll put the README there so we can see that. And then we'll collapse the test so we can test as we go through our instructions. Okay, welcome the new player. Implement the rpg.charactersheet.welcome function. It should print a welcome message and return OK. Welcome, let's fill out your character sheet together. Alright, so io.puts. And we'll want that inside of a string. And we'll validate that that works. Run at cursor. And that looks good. Number 2, ask for the character's name. Implement ask name. It should print a question, wait for the answer, and return the answer without leading in trailing white space. Okay, so we'll start with io.gets, and we'll say, what is your characters, spell characters right, name, question mark, new line, and let's see here. I don't use io gets a lot, so oh, this is the whole thing. I want to go to the concept doc. What's your name? Mary. To read a line from standard input accepts one argument, a string, and a printed prompt. Doesn't add a new line. So where is the value? Oh, I guess it would be in the name. So like name equals. It's not complain because I'm not using name. Return the answer without trailing space. Okay. So we can use string.trim name, maybe? We'll test that. Cool, that looks good. So we ask for the name, we capture it, and then we just trim it up. Alright, number 3. Ask for the character's class. Implement as class. It should print a question, wait for an answer, return the answer without leaving a transpace. What is your character's class? Healer. Why is this different? I think that's just name. I don't know. What is your character's class? We'll test that at cursor. That passes. That's weird that they have two that are exactly the same. It could be that they're going to combine this at the end. So print a question, wait for an answer, return for an integer. An integer, okay. So let's start this. So this is a level. What is your character's level? And instead of doing this, I mean, we could do string to int. That, I'm pretty sure. Is there a thing, docs? No. Kernel string to integer. Returns an integer whose text representation is string. String must be the string representation of an integer, otherwise argument enter. Yeah. I mean, parse is probably more appropriate. I think that's what we want. So let's do that. Let's do this. Case parse. We'll parse. I wonder if we need to trim the stuff before it goes into parse. Let's try that out. We'll just open an IEX session. Oh. What is this? Integer dot parse. Integer dot parse. And let's give it a string with leading. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Let's say string dot trim. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so we'll put that inside. So we'll ask for the level. We'll trim it, put it in parse if it's okay. No, if it's level remainder, we'll return level. Otherwise, we'll return otherwise we'll just capture everything. We'll just return unparsable level value. Returns that or integer. Binary to integer. Oh, I don't want that. All right, let's do this. Let's run the test at cursor. You don't like this. Keyword argument. Oh. I'm still in the IEX session. Alright, run test at cursor. Alright, this passes. Cool. I like that because it's like more explicit. If we wanted to, we could implement the spec, you know, but I'm not going to do that for now. Cool. Combine the previous steps into one. Yeah, this is where I thought they were going to be headed. It should welcome the new player, ask for the character's name, class, and level, and return a character sheet as a map. It should also print the map. Label your characters. Okay. I wonder, name equals ask name, class equals ask class, level equals ask level, and then what, return a map with the name, class, and then level? Let's try that out. Run that cursor. Failed. Why did it fail? Inspect. Oh. I don't think I'm doing the output right here. It should also print the map with the label your character, colon. Okay. I think it wants me to do IO inspect because that's what we learned. And then I'm gonna write this as a named variable called character map, and we'll just do it as interpolation like that. Fail. Why did it fail? I inspect the character map. Oh, it expects. Well, no, that should be. It expects the value. So run returns. Okay, so they're asking. It should welcome the new player, ask for a character's name, and return the character sheet as a map. So that needs to be the return value. But it should also print the map with the label. Okay. So this is where you basically, you ask the stuff, you create the character map, you run the inspect, and then you don't want to return the value of inspect because that's going to include this your character bit. So you just want to return the character map. What don't you like? Level 4. What don't you? Capture log. Undefined protocol. No. Well, it doesn't know how to. Why can't you do that? I mean, you can do it. I guess they want us to do inspect here. What don't you like here? Oh, I forgot the welcome. Is that what I forgot? Inspects the character map. Welcome, let's put that right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we wanted to make sure we were outputting it, not just inspecting it. And that's a little bit of that's kind of an implementation detail based off the way they're doing the test. Normally if you just inspect something like that straight up, you would see it on the console. But that's fine. Alright, let's try to run everything. That looks good. Is there anything we would change? I mean, so one thing we could try doing is we could try putting the questions in line. I don't know if this will work or not. It does work. It seems a little weird. I don't know if I like that or not. The other thing you can do too is like when you have something that's long on this, like a line long, when you save, the Elixir formatter will format the file. So like if I had a bunch of blank lines here, I hit save, Elixir formatter will do its best to clean it up. And then if you're more specific and you keep them closer, like it'll try to keep the lines close. But like if you have a line like this where it can fit on one line, but maybe for visualization you want it on multiple lines, you can put a new line there, hit save, and it'll automatically like break it up, which I think in this case actually reads better. So is there anything else we want to change? I like that. We're not testing for that, but I still like that. You could dry this up a little bit because this is like doing the same thing. So you could kind of come up with a more generic like capture value type thing, but in the argument against that would be like anytime you introduce like a private variable, like then as somebody comes into the file and they want to understand what's going on, like they'll read the function and then they got to jump to the private and then they got to jump back mentally. And there's a balance there between keeping things dry and keeping things readable. So in general, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's upload it to the server and see what it has to say about our little project here. Shall we? Is upset. Oh, okay. So it wants us to utilize the label argument or the label option on inspect, and that would help us solve this this issue right here. What's the other one? We should not explicitly return result. Okay. So what they're asking us to do is right now we have this prefix your characters. Yeah. So they're asking us to do this. Dot inspect, and it's just going to be the character map, and then they want us to use the label your characters, and then you don't need to do this because IO inspect will automatically return this value. Okay, let's run the test. And it fails, probably because of spacing issue. No. Puts? No. They want us to inspect that. The function run should not explicitly return the result, but whatever io.inspect returns, which is the first argument. If automated feedback doesn't look great, please open an issue. I mean, it's asserting the test that's failing is this one. And let me just close this right here. So this is the test that's failing, right? 102. And it's looking for your level is your characters, your character. Oh, I got a pluralization issue. Why was it underlining the plural? Yeah, on the left, assert IO. So the IO is this whole shebang. And oh, it doesn't have the new line. It shouldn't need the new line. Your characters. Class, healer, level 4. So what is this? Your character. Oh, I don't need the colon because it's going to add the colon. Okay. All right. Let's submit that. Processing. Looks good. All right, let's take a peek at some of the community solutions. Puts, trim, that looks similar to integer. Yeah, I mean, it's a little, I don't know, anytime you're converting a string to an integer, I feel like you should be explicit about a return clause, but they don't test for that, so that's they construct it and they just throw it right in with a pipe. I don't like that. I'm not in love with that style, but that's fine. Whoa, any other significant differences? Yeah, we got this one. 22 stars. They pipe it straight to trim on a single line, which is fine. Yeah, I don't know. That's like a stylistic thing. Like piping on single lines happens a lot, but you may or may not like it. All right, I think we're pretty satisfied with our own solution. Cool. So we're going to mark this as complete. We're going to publish our solution. We have completed the custom work. We are one step closer to learning Elixir. We have mastered the IO concept. And cool. I think that hasn't unlocked anything, but it does complete the entirety. So we got another nice, pretty green box to look at. And we got some more concepts ready for us to start off next time. So until then, I want to thank you all for watching and enjoying the track with me. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.